My last two videos were based on the piranha aquarium, highlighting an issue I was dealing with more recently, which is this hair algae outbreak, trying to figure out what the problem was. Now here's something you don't know. Actually, two things you don't know. One, you were never supposed to see those videos. I filmed them way in advance just in case I couldn't figure out the issue. I would have a backup plan to how I could potentially solve it, which is tear this aquarium apart, repurpose all my tanks to try to save all the fish and the scapes and the plants, and that's not necessarily needed. But the second thing you don't know is this issue has been going on for around 3 months. Around 3 months ago is when I noticed the algae was kind of taking more of a precedence in the aquarium. And I couldn't really figure it out. I knew there was an imbalance, so I started to plan in advance. Algae in such a planted tank means that there's not enough nutrients in the tank. Is it the soil? Perhaps. If it's the soil, which typically only lasts around 6 months, and this has been going for 2 years strong, I could just replace the soil, give them the nutrients that they require. So I got the ball moving around 3 months ago when I thought I should replace the soil. But if I'm going to tear this tank apart, why not put the Asian arowana in it? Why not move things around? Why not just do something super cool while we have the opportunity? And of course, some people said, why would you put an Asian arowana in a much smaller tank? Let me make something abundantly clear. The biggest takeaway of that last video was, why would you put the arowana in all those fish that are in the 2000 and the 700? First and foremost, they all wouldn't go in there. I would have had other plans. Mind you, I've been thinking about this for 3 months, but if you did ask me, Joey, what size tank would you put an Asian arowana in? And I would tell you simply, and as well as every Asian arowana keeper would say, one of the best sizes is an 8x3x2, like this acrylic aquarium that I built 7 years ago for my Asian arowana. Now, I've been keeping Asian arowana for over 15 years. I've shown you guys communities, breeding habits. I've shown you how to get them eating if they're not, how to get them off live foods, how to build the aquariums for them, filtration, best lighting, how to display them properly, even down to if you need to do operation like fixing their fins, putting them under an anesthetic, and or even an eye operation. I've covered everything over the last 15, 16 years. So why would I advise an 8x3x2 is good, but people in the comment section, an 8x5x2.5 is too small. And then I look at the statistics of that video, and this is my intrusive thoughts. The last little clip is my intrusive thoughts. I look at my analytics, and I see that 87% of the people that commented are American. Now, you Americans out there, what's one fish that you can't have for sure? Would it be an Asian arowana? So why are you telling me how I should keep it, when I should keep it, or anything? Well, I've been teaching on them for 15 years. My bad. I gotta edit that out because all my American friends, where I've traveled more so than anywhere in the world, are gonna be like, oh, Joey hates Americans now. No, I'm teaching you stuff, and maybe I'm trying to build suspense and momentum and that sort of thing. I probably shouldn't have done something like that, but in retrospect, it was kind of funny to see the comments. Obviously, the Asian arowana would do absolutely fantastic in here if that was the plan. But now what is the plan, and what has happened recently to change everything? Oh, and why am I wearing a hat? If I remember, I'll tell you at the end of the video. It's not good. I'm not going to tell you. I came out here one night, and this is what I saw. Lights are off in the piranha aquarium. I know them a little, I see they're a little active, and obviously something stuck out to me, like a sore thumb. We'll see if you guys see it. Right there, something white. It's one of their own. That's a piranha head. They're eating each other. Got it in the net. Is that a piranha head? It is. Oh, man. Damn. I was like, what the heck are they doing? They're such big, voluptuous piranha, all in perfect condition, besides like one got a bite mark here and there. They're not hungry, they got plenty of space, and they got plenty of hiding spots. It's like the perfect tank. I started with 30, and sometimes I only count like 26. I mean, it looks like all of them are out, but obviously not all of them are out. Some are still hiding, and there might be 25. Like, where did those 5 go? And then by coincidence, my buddy Kevin over at NERD, New England Reptile Distributors, who you think is a reptile hobbyist, trust me, there's crossover. Remember Brian Barczyk? He liked fish too. R.I.P. to the king of reptiles, but so does NERD. He actually kept piranhas for many years and breeds them. So I'm in his chat and like, tell him the situation. What do you think happened? He's like, oh, that's interesting. But he knew right away because it happened to him. And he responded with this.
So I had pariah, so Ceratomus pariah. So that's a different kind of piranha. And when I had them, I started out with 16. And every week I'd find a head. So it's probably the density. The density, Joey, you started out with like 30-something piranha. I have about 15 or 16 of my red bellies that live together, and I think I have some harmony. So you're going to get down to a critical number. It might be 25, and then all of a sudden you're going to stop having all that mortality.
It's always good to bounce ideas off each other. Even if you know the answer, it's good to go and get like an affirmation of that critical mass. They got to max capacity, and in my opinion, well, it's probably only going to get worse. I'm probably going to end up with a good 15 in here, maybe 10 once they get to that football size. Who knows? So with 30 piranha in here, the substrate might have exhausted itself and no longer providing as much nutrients to the plants, but it didn't matter because the piranha were. But with the piranha slowly, their population getting to that critical mass and or kind of rounding out to the number that they're going to be able to live at for the next few months, dropped a nutrient value for the tank, causing the algae. How do we not think of that? The other options are, of course, some people said, Joey, why don't you just use root tabs? Super easy. I agree. Let me show you what that looks like, though. Tank's too tall. I ain't getting my hand in there all the way. But what I could do, obviously, get myself a big ol' step ladder. And now, obviously, I can reach to the bottom. Question, how am I getting back there where the plants need it? That's 5 feet away from me. At best, I can reach the rocks. I can stick my hands in, the piranha aren't gonna bite me. I just don't wanna get soaked. So, drain the tank a bit, jump in, plant the root tabs amongst the plants where all the piranha are hiding. Yeah, that sounds like a fantastic idea. I'll go from having 10 fingers to maybe having 2. And maybe we can just drain the tank, move the fish, plant the root tabs, put the fish back in. Hopefully everything will be fine. Root tabs got to be spaced usually every inch or every 2 or 3 inches. This is a lot of plants. Going to need a lot of root tabs. I don't know, hundreds? So that they can last 2 to 3 months. We could also dose the tank. But this tank's getting connected to the 2000 here shortly. 2000 into the 375, 375 into the 180, all on a drip system for automated water changes. I wouldn't be dosing this tank. I'd be dosing thousands of gallons of water. I have another solution. A solution that I'll tell you over the course of the next few videos. I don't want to tell you now because I don't want to deal with anybody making me upset, because I don't want to get mad at you and you don't want to get mad at me, so let's just get along in the comment section. What am I doing? Are we in a relationship? We're in a relationship. Okay. So, I froze the piranha head. It seems to me like it's a full piranha head. Look what they did to the poor bugger. But what I was thinking about doing, and this is quite morbid, is turning it into a skull. Just skeleton. He looks so sad. Poor fella. In order to do so, I'll have to put him in my oven, bake him for about 15 minutes, and then once the meat is cooked, we can kind of scrape it off. Then we put all of the bones inside of peroxide for a few hours and then kind of put it all back together. But I think it could be cool. But for now, it's going to go in the future. Oh, you can see his teeth from the backside. It's going to go back in the freezer. See his teeth? Like they did a number on him. Back in the freezer he goes. Joey, why are you wearing a hat? Well, this is test merch that I was going to do, but I don't necessarily like it as much as I thought I was going to. I had to put on a hat because as a do-it-yourself fish keeper, I also cut my own hair. And I went too short and I shaved it all off. Oh, that's a... So now you know. I'm dealing with a lot right now, guys. Go easy on me in the comments. In fact, in the last video I said comment 1 if you like this, comment 2 if you like that. In today's video, in the comment section, comment 1 if you're so sorry for hurting my feelings, or comment 2 if I deserved it and you want to break up. I'll see you guys in the next video where I start to slowly deal with this issue and solve the problem, but I can't tell you fully because it's going to take me quite a while to do it, and I don't want to deal with any drama. I've got enough. I'm married. If you want to see any of that, make sure you subscribe if you're not already. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll end it with, just to be a jerk, looking at my Asian arowana. You guys remember the one you told me how to keep, but can't have one and never have had one. Oh, man. This tank looks really blown out right now. Let me fix it. Yeah, it looks more like that. ISO does that. Oh, my Lord, look at these Oscars. Anyways, here's an idea. If I only did... Are you guys breeding? If I only did the Asian arowana, I'd do the Asian arowana with the only Oscars and the bishirt, and that would be it, plus 2 stingrays in the 700, which would be absolutely perfect. Anyways, if that happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. But what we will be experiencing over the next 30 days will be absolutely phenomenal. See you guys in the next video.